Okay, now we've got 1.5, the affordability chart. And again, we're still working through our house unit. Today we're going to look at one of the tools the bank uses to protect themselves. Now, when you go find a house, it's nice to know the maximum amount that you can actually afford to pay for that house. In recent years now, the housing market's been very competitive, and you want to make your best offer that you can make in order to win your house. So the affordability chart is a tool used by a lending institution, in which we'll call them a bank, to determine what's the maximum that you can actually offer for a house when you want to buy it. So we're going to use the following chart. And if you flip to the next page in your booklet, you should come across this guy, the affordability chart. Um, it takes you through the process of looking at what you can actually pay for this house. So what we're looking for is this part right here, the maximum affordable price. We're not really going to worry about the actual mortgage or the gross debt service ratio. We've already looked at that. But one thing we have to make sure we understand is something called the interest rate factor. That'll come into play when we're filling out this form. The interest rate factor is a table that's given to you at the bottom of this chart. You've got your interest rates that you can negotiate from the bank for your mortgage. And then you've got the factor that we're going to use in order to calculate our maximum paid. So access to this chart is going to be very important when we go to do our question. So let's go back to our notes, and we're going to look at Jeremy here. Now Jeremy wants to purchase a house. He saved $15,000 for a down payment. His bank is offering a 20-year mortgage at 6.5%. His gross income is $60,000 per year. His property taxes on the house he wants to buy are $200 per month, and it costs about $150 for heating. You'll notice we're seeing a lot of the same numbers. 20 years for 6.5%. Well, that's what we use to find our monthly mortgage payment. Our property taxes and our heating costs, it's very, very similar to our gross debt service ratio. Just like the gross debt service ratio, we need to make sure all of our numbers are in monthly. So if we look here, we've got a gross income of $60,000 per year. So I'm going to want to change that right away. So our income is $60,000 per year. I'm going to divide that by 12 to get a monthly income of $5,000. So we do want to make sure all of our numbers are in the monthly amounts. So let's actually go look at our chart here. I have brought in a copy of the chart. Everything from the start to our maximum amount for our mortgage. So we start with the first step, gross monthly household income. Well, Jeremy made $5,000. So we write in 5,000. Now, one thing I do like about this chart is it tells me what to do and when to do it. My next step says multiply by 32%. Well, times 0.32. This is the gross debt service ratio, right? How much of this 5,000 can I actually use towards my mortgage? So 5,000 times 0.32 is $1,600. So I can actually spend $1,600 on my mortgage. It tells me to subtract my monthly property taxes, which were $200. And it says subtract my monthly heating costs, which are $150. Now this form does bring in a third idea, 1/2 of the condo or strata fees, if applicable. Now remember, if you're buying a condominium, you not only have your mortgage, but you are going to have some dues that are paid every single month. In a condominium, you're not responsible for cutting the grass, shoveling the snow, and minor repairs to your condo. That's covered by the condo board. They cover that cost by charging you condo fees. In this case, Jeremy is not buying a condo, so we have no fees. So we'll put a 0 in here. So now I just follow the chart. 1600 minus 200 minus 150 should give me $1,250. So my affordable mortgage payment is going to be $1,250 a month. Now I need to calculate the total mortgage by dividing by the interest rate factor. Okay, let's go up to our question for a sec. We need to know my interest rate. And there it is, 6.5%. So this 6.5% will give me my interest rate factor. We'll go back to our table. 6.5% is right here. So my factor is 0.00670. We'll transfer that over. 0.00670. So I take my 1250 and divide by this very, very small decimal. Now we think back to just general math rules. If we're dividing by a decimal, our number is going to grow. It's going to go quite a bit. So I take 1250, I divide by 0.0067, and I get $186,567.16. So that's the maximum amount I can afford for my mortgage. But I can still pay a little extra for that house. Remember, I saved a down payment. My down payment was $15,000. So if I add my $15,000, my maximum affordable price that I can pay is $201,567.16. So when I'm actually making my offer on my house, I have to realize the most that I could offer is $201,000. If somebody offers more, there's really nothing I can do about that, unless I can find another way to make some extra money. So this form tells me what's the most I could pay. It's often used by the banks to make sure that you don't overpay for your house. And it is a pretty nice form in the sense that it tells you what to do and when to do it. Now we can go to our assignments, and we have a few questions that's based on the gross debt service ratio and your affordability chart.